Hey guys, so I'm back. Um, Now the last one, I sort of ended the video. I don't know what, but this is where I was going. I found out something today, and I didn't know. I mean, I don't have kids, um, and certainly haven't been in grade school before this all this stuff started coming out. But there was something I learned today. A buddy of mine showed me. Um, they call it Common Core mathematics. I Let me just say, after after learning about it and learning about why it's being applied to these kids, to well, maybe even you kids, I don't understand why they're doing it this way. Okay, so the explanation is this. The explanation, the way I heard it, was that the current system of math, well, I guess they're calling it the old system of math. It was just remembering an algorithm, right? So let's take this for instance. In the old way of math, if if someone asked, what does 10 plus 3 equal? It's pretty simple, right? And you can even dumb it down. You can put 10 apples on the table, you add 3 more to the table, and you can start counting. One, 2, 3, 4, so on until you get to 13. To me, that made sense. And that's something that's made sense to a lot of people for eons. Since the first person who wrote a number and decided to add that with another number, it's just made sense. I mean, I guess in the end, is it an algorithm? I suppose it is, but every math equation is an algorithm. It's no, it's nothing special. What the heck is going on? No, it's not supposed to be memory, right? The algorithm is a learned equation. It's not just that someone showed you what to do. You still had to learn how to apply the algorithm. But for some reason, there's people out there that think that kids are performing or they're utilizing these algorithms without knowing why. And this is where they have come up with Common Core. And their explanation was that Common Core is being applied to explain to kids why they're doing what they're doing, to explain the numbers, and I guess to put it in more of a, I guess more of a pop culture sort of a reference, like a more of like a behind the music kind of thing, right? Um, and I guess more a little more complex way of thinking looking at it is they took the example I saw was that someone was trying to subtract 178 from 500. Now, now, apparently, I was taught the old way, and the old way for me, the old way would have told me that was the answer would have been 322, right? Because I know the numbers. I know how many to take away from 500. I don't need a bloviated explanation as to why it equals 322. Why 178 if you take away 178 from 500 that the answer is 322. But someone thought people needed it. So the way they apparently that they're teaching these kids is you round up. You round up. You round up 178 to 180. Then you round up 180 to 200. Then for some reason you would round up 200 to 500. Now, addition in itself, oh, I'm sorry, I'm skipping a step. And then you take those numbers, right? So you take 2 to round up 170 to 180, you would add 2. Then to round up the next one, holy shit, that's a demogorgon. Am I gonna lose? I think I'm gonna lose. Um, holy shit, what the hell is this doing there? I missed this whole thing. What happened? Let's just do this. I didn't. Oh, okay. I'm using the wrong thing here. Where was I? Oh, right. Um, so you add 20 to 180 to get to 200. So there's your 2 plus 20 is 22. To get to 200 to 500, you add 300. So 300 plus 22 is 322, which arrives at the same answer that I got. That's interesting. Um, am I doing this wrong? Anyway, but the addition in and of itself, there's still a common core way to add. So the old way, you just had to solve one equation, which was 500 minus 178. The common core way, you actually have to solve three additional equations, which are additions, followed by a fourth addition to get the answer. So the new way, and this is apparently the most efficient way to solve math now. And that's what they're teaching these kids. We learned to solve one equation. They're teaching these kids now to solve that one equation. They have to perform four more equations. It's the dumbest concept I think I've heard. I don't know who in education is allowing this to happen, or who in education believes that this is that that this is logical. Look, look. If you're slow, if you're one of those slow kids, yeah, maybe you need that help. Maybe you want someone to explain why one is one. You know what I mean? But it's this is more of like a philosophical question. It just means that your brain couldn't solve the word problem of 500 minus 178. You know, it's a very short word problem. But someone decided that was way too simple and they elongated the word problem and said that's more simple. It's it's mind-boggling. I actually saw some kid. There was a question that said something like it says something like how does 8 plus 5 equal 10? And the kid wrote something like 8 plus 5 doesn't equal 10, it's impossible. And the teacher wrote, you're wrong. 8 plus 2 equals 10. Absolutely 8 plus 2 equals 10. We know that, but the question is, how does 8 plus 5 equal 10? Yeah, the kid's a genius, and yet he got that question wrong. Because logic says 8 plus 5 does not equal 10, and he applied that logic. And the new Common Core logic says, no, no, no. But if you make that 5 into a 2, it equals 10. I don't know how that's simpler. I don't know how that's solving. I don't know how that's solving the problem of a plus 5. I mean, we're just making numbers up and putting it in there in place of 5. It's stupid. I've been. This is a thought that's been in my head pretty much all day today since I heard it because I just could not wrap my mind around this new age idea. I mean, it's got it. I I don't know. I just can't see how this is someone of actual like intelligence who made this stuff up and said, that this is the way to teach math. I just don't see it. And let me just say, I have so much sympathy for these kids who have to, for you kids who have to learn math this way. It's just shocking to me that this is what kids have to learn. I mean, it's shameful as adults that this is the kind of crap that we're peddling, and we're forcing our kids through it. I don't know. I do know that some states have they have definitely they have thrown out this idea of this Common Core method because they've all realized that this is stupid. And thank God that there's people out there who believe that. I mean, we had a very efficient method to solve very simple math equations, and then someone came along and said, "Let's make it more difficult." But we're going to sell it in a way that, makes people believe that this is the simpler way. They're insane. Bottom line, these people are insane. So I I have so much sympathy for you guys that you are born in an age where you're subjected to such ridiculousness. I'm glad I'm just not of this age where, I'm being taught backwards math. Man, I mean, it just seems like, if someone asks if someone asks you like, where is the sun, and you point to it, that you'd be wrong. That's really what's happening. Someone gives us the facts of what 2 plus 2 equals, and they're saying incorrect. It no longer equals that number. You know, it's it's it's. I have no words. I have no words. Oh boy. Yeah. That's really was that was my rant, I guess. Whew, how do these people exist? Anyway, yeah. Well, I'm almost done here. Let me see. What are we doing? I don't think we can go down that way, can we? I don't think so. There we go. Almost done. One more. I've been skipping these. I mean, not voluntarily. I've just been. This is another one of those things that I save for the end of the day. Oh, this is weird. This one's interesting. All right, we'll go this. We'll do this. We will do this and this. That's false. Man, like all of his buildings are just leveled up. Who's this? Rock Buggy 90. I might have to look him up. Well, that's inconvenient. Yeah. Let me know. I mean, if you're in school and you're learning this Common Core stuff, let me know. I mean, because the logic part of my brain is saying this is not logical. They're I mean they're literally telling me to not take the shortest path to the next point, and they're forcing me to take the longest way to my destination. So yeah, if you're doing this Common Core thing, let me know if it makes sense to you and if it's, if it's easier than maybe how your parents taught you or how your parents are currently voicing their own opinions about it, like how they learned their, math during their time. The Common Core thing, it makes sense to me, but it doesn't mean that I agree with it because it's still it's still the most inefficient way to the answer. And we can't be okay with that. We can't be okay with dumbing down of I mean we're devolving. I mean this it's a system of de-evolution. We're slowing down our brain. And I mean it's not even creative thinking. Making shit up isn't creative thinking. And that's what's happening. But yeah, tell me your thoughts on it because I mean I would love to know. I mean, look, I would love to be proven wrong. I really would. Um, Not one of those like my way or the highway kind of people. I am definitely open to these new ideas, and I have put a lot of thought into this today. I mean, oh yeah, one whole day, right? Um, but knowing what I know and knowing what I've learned today, just today, doesn't make sense. Anyway, end of rant. Thanks for watching.